Not a single Democrat. Not one. Not one lawmaker could come out and support voter IDs. It is an issue that has been mired in controversy in the mainstream press as if voter IDs are somehow a fringe position. But no, it is supported by over 80% of Americans, and it is as close to a unanimous verdict from the popular will that we should have voter IDs in our elections. And particularly given all of the hubbub about the recent elections going back to 2016 and 2020. Some of you who might be a little bit older can remember the 2000 election. We need to restore our faith and confidence in elections in America. So why are Democrats defying the will of the people and staking out a position that is so unpopular? Well, before we break this down, please like, share, and comment at the Becker Brief. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, in a handful of bills that were passed by the Senate, including a continuing resolution to fund the government before they went on recess, apparently money is more important to them than secure elections. Well, obviously, there was this voter ID bill that was brought before the Senate, and not a single solitary Democrat could vote for it. And we're seeing with this time and time again with radical Democrats. They're willing to put their thumb in the eye of voters who support very reasonable issues, and that would be the voter ID amendment that would have passed the Senate and would have provided the basis for the federal government to ensure that only U.S. citizens who are residents of their particular states or districts are entitled to vote in those elections one time. And I think that's extremely reasonable. We have about 176 nations on earth that have some form of ID in their elections. The United States is an outlier and joins a few others, such as Australia, in their opposition to voter IDs. And it is not just that the United States allows states to set their own election laws, and some of them have photo voter IDs, for example, but California has basically made it illegal to have voter IDs enforced in their elections. And I think this is extremely alarming because California, of course, is ground zero for a lot of legal and illegal immigration. And they have been hostile to the federal government, and particularly the Trump administration, looking at its voter rolls of enforcing voter IDs. And so the Trump administration, they had to issue an executive order to track mail-in ballots, and that is being litigated in the courts. But that is obviously just a measure that will have to do for now until the Supreme Court or another federal court adjudicates this matter, because it says in U.S. law that only citizens can vote in federal elections, but there are states that are allowing illegal aliens or non-residents or others who are not qualified to vote to register to vote. And that is partly because of HAVA, the Help America Vote Act, and a motor voter. And so essentially you can get registered to vote with just a driver's license. You can vote with just affidavits saying that you're legal to vote in that election. So I think that this is extremely revealing, and the Democratic Party is benefiting from this lax election integrity in the United States. They oppose it almost like Linda Blair in The Exorcist opposed being sprayed with holy water. I mean, it's their heads spin around and they essentially want to vomit on you. I think that it's time to exorcise this demon from America's election system and to restore the full faith and confidence of our election results. And so weigh in with your own thoughts about this story. We always appreciate hearing from you at the Becker Brief.